Hello everyone, welcome to Kerala PSC HSA English classes. This is class 71. Today's topic is methods and approaches from the last module teaching of English. We are dealing with topics grammar translation, audiolingual, direct method, source approach, communicative approach, bilingual method, and the humanistic approaches. The humanistic approaches are total physical response, suggestopedia, silent way, and community language learning. So, before moving on to the topics, let me tell you the difference between approach, method, and technique. According to Edward M. Anthony, an approach is a set of correlative assumptions dealing with the nature of language. Method is an overall plan for the orderly presentation of language material, no part of which is based upon the selected approach. And technique is an implementation that which actually takes place in a classroom. So let's start with the first topic, grammar translation method. It was used to teach Greek and Latin, so it was called classical method. It is one of the oldest and traditional approaches in language teaching. Teaching grammar and translating the target language into the learner's mother tongue is a main focus. Classes are taught in the learner's mother tongue with a very little active use of the target language. Vocabulary is taught as isolated words and grammar is taught as rules. Text in target language are read and translated into mother tongue. Now, the main principles of this method are: first one, literary language is superior to spoken language. Second, primary skills to be improved are reading and writing. Third one, the focus is on accuracy rather than fluency. Fourth one, prescriptive teaching of grammar is followed. And fifth one, the teacher is the authority in the classroom. The main exponents of this method are Johann Schiedenstrucker, Karl Plotz, H.S. Ollendorf, and Johann Medinger. The main techniques used in this method are translation of a literary passage, reading comprehension questions, antonyms and synonyms, cognates. Cognates meaning learning spelling or sound patterns that correspond between mother tongue and the target language. Then deductive application of grammar rules, fill in the blanks, memorization, use words and sentences, and composition. Next is the audiolingual method. It is also known as oral method, oral method, and structural approach. It began to take shape at the end of the 1950s and emerged as a result of increased attention given to foreign language teaching in the US in this period. In this method, learners listen to or view recordings of language models acting out situations and practice with a variety of drills, and the instructor emphasizes the use of the target language at all times. Now, about the features, it teaches the language, not about the language. Its focus is on listening and speaking, though writing and reading are also practiced. Dialogues are the main tool used for both presenting and reinforcing language. Language lab is introduced as an important part of a teaching aid. The method use target language and avoid mother tongue in classrooms. Now, the techniques used in this method are dialogue memorization, backward build-up drill, repetition drill, chain drill, single slot substitution drill, multiple slot substitution drill, transformation drill, question and answer drill, use of minimal pairs, complete the dialogue, etc. Next is the direct method. It developed as a reaction to the grammar translation approach. Teaching is done in the target language itself. Grammar is taught inductively. That means the examples are discussed first and then only rules. Focus is on speaking and listening. Learners are not allowed to use native language or their mother tongue. Stress is on correct pronunciation, and only useful everyday language is taught. The key figures of this method were L. Sauvier, Maximilian Berlitz, Henry Sweet, etc. Now let's check out the principles of the direct method. First one, learning is about forming associations. Second, repetition is essential to form and reinforce associations. No prescriptive teaching of grammar is done here. Learner motivation is given importance and learners are given active roles in the classroom. That means they should only use target language in the classroom and their mother tongue should be avoided. Now, the techniques used in the direct method are reading aloud, question and answer exercise, getting students to self-correct, conversation practice, fill in the blanks exercise, dictation, map drawing, paragraph writing, etc. Next is the source approach or structural oral situational approach. It came as an alternative to the direct method. It present and practice carefully selected and graded grammatical structures of English in effective and meaningful situations. Theoretical basis of these approaches are structuralism and behaviorism. The key figures or the exponents of this approach are Harold Palmer, A.S. Hornby, George Pittman, etc. The main principles are the target language is the language of the classroom. Language teaching begins with the spoken form, and new language points are introduced and practiced situationally. Items are graded according to their usefulness, frequency, and teachability. Reading and writing are introduced after a sufficient basis of lexicon and grammar is established. Next is communicative approach. It is also known as communicative language teaching. Its primary focus is on helping learners create meaning rather than helping them develop perfectly grammatical structures or acquire native-like pronunciation. It gives great emphasis on language functions. CLT often takes the form of pair and group work, fluency-based activities, role plays, judicious use of grammar, and pronunciation-focused activities. Here, the learner becomes the active participant and the teacher takes on the role of a facilitator. The main features of this approach are primary focus is on interaction in the target language. Active learning involvement is endorsed, and language is meant for expression and communication. So, communicative competence is the target. Fluency, accuracy, and appropriateness are given equal importance, and the use of authentic materials and teaching or learning aids are also emphasized. The key figures or exponents of this method are David Noonan, J. Yalden, A.P.R. Howat, Del Hymes, etc. The techniques used in this method are scrambled sentences, language games, picture strip story, role play, etc. Next is a bilingual method. It was devised by C.J. Dodson. It was developed as an improvement over the traditional methods, grammar translation method and direct method. It uses two languages. Mother tongue is used to achieve the target language. So when the teacher switches over from one language to another in order to make the teaching learning process easier, this method is called code switching. Now, the features of this method are word to word translation is not followed. Mother tongue is used only by the teacher but not by the students. It gives equal emphasis to all language skills, and rules of grammar are not taught separately. Translation is done by teacher only to explain the subject matter and the difficult area of language. And the emphasis is on creating situations by giving the mother tongue equivalent of English words. Pupils are given a lot of practice in the drill of sentence pattern. Next, we are moving on to humanistic approaches. Total physical response, Suggestopedia, silent way, and community language learning. So the first one is total physical response. It was developed by Dr. James Asher. It is based on the coordination of speech and action. It is linked to the trace theory of memory, which holds that the more often or intensively a memory connection is traced, the stronger the memory will be. Now, the principles of this method are: listening comprehension forms the base of language learning, and the learners learn best by doing things. Learning by doing is the main focus in this method. And meaning in target language is conveyed through actions. Next method is Suggestopedia. It was developed by the Bulgarian psychotherapist Georgi Lozano. It applies positive suggestion in teaching. The name is derived from suggestion and pedagogy. It is based on suggestology. It is a psychological theory that says human beings respond to subtle clues of which they are not consciously aware of. Now, the principles are: first one, joy and psycho-relaxation. Learners will use their hidden potential only when they feel relaxed and happy. That is the main idea of this method. And the second principle is the harmonious collaboration of the conscious and the unconscious. Nowadays, however, it is focused more on de-suggestive learning, and now it is often called the de-suggestopedia. The most conspicuous characteristics of Suggestopedia are the decoration, furniture and arrangement of the classroom, the use of music, and the authoritative behavior of the teacher. Now, the techniques used in this method are the classroom setup, peripheral learning, role play, creative adaptation, etc. Next, silent way. It was created by Caleb Getechno. It is constructivist in nature, leading learners to develop their own conceptual models of all the aspects of the language. Here, the teacher remains silent in the classroom, using actions to facilitate the learning process. It views learning as a problem solving, creative, discovering activity in which the learner is a principal actor rather than a bench bound listener. Now, the principles are: learning is facilitated when the learner discovers or creates what is to be learned. Second, the teacher is a silent engineer creating an non-threatening atmosphere for language learning. Learner errors are dealt through self-monitoring and peer correction, and the teacher never indicates disapproval. The techniques used in this method are sound color chart, peer correction, roads, word chart, fiddle chart, etc. And now the last topic is community language learning. It is also known as counseling language learning. It was created especially for adult learners who will work together to develop what aspects of a language they would like to learn. Here, the teacher acts as a counselor and a paraphraser, while the learner as a collaborator. It was developed by Charles A. Curran, a specialist in counseling and psychology. Its base is Krashen's monitor theory and the cognitive theory, where the human mind is active, as opposed to behaviorism, where learning is merely a response to a stimulus. Now, the features of this method are: teacher remains outside the circle of learners. Mother tongue is used to explain or translate to make the learners comfortable. Community feeling is fostered to build up trust and reduce the level of stress for the learners. Learning initiative must be with the learners, and the use of authentic materials for learning. Techniques used in this method are recording conversation, transcription, reflection on experience, reflective listening, and group tasks.